right. So, I come home to find this in the mailbox. So let's have a look at it.
See the one about lions? He's the king of the jungle.
Get that out of the way.
He's so hot. He doesn't want to move.
There you go.
Now, the little lion comes, they start messing with him. Biting his tail, his ears.
Oh, yeah. So, whoops. Let's get the Glock.
She starts messing with him. Come on, making trouble. Still, nothing.
Okay. Whoops.
They notice this.
So,
They start to move in.
whoops. Get that turned down a little bit. So, the factory one, as you all know, a lot of people switch it out because they don't want that plastic. Myself included. So here is, again, one more time, the Rock Your Glock stainless steel guide rod assembly. Glock 43. And I obviously just unboxed this.
One day, that lion gets up and tears the shit out of everybody.
And I mostly got it because I wanted the stainless steel. Tension feels about the same.
Runs like a demon, eats everything in his path.
And I thought this would be just a little heavier. I know it's heavier than the plastic, obviously. But in the hand, you can't really tell a difference. Oh yeah, you can. When you do that, you can tell that's substantially heavier. Let's see how it feels in the gun. Wow, that really protrudes out the front. I really don't like that. You see the Glock one sits pretty flush, the factory.
Every once in a while, the lion has to show the jackals who he is.
Wow. Yeah, I don't really care for that, but let's get it mounted. That's actually quite disappointing that don't sit flush. They could have skimmed that back some. Yeah, it's nice. It's really hard to tell if the gun is more front heavy. I was hoping it would be, you know, a little more front heavy. You know, to hold that down. but the spring seems just a tad stouter or heavier, whatever you want to, than the factory. But it's also new, and this probably has about 100 or 2 rounds on it. I would also really prefer if these came in black. You know, I could always have it black chromed. Or I mean black nickel, I mean. But still, I just hate how far that sticks out the front. But oh well. So that's it. That's my just, unboxing, if you will, initial impressions. And let's get out and compare them. Let's shoot them and see what the difference is like. So stay tuned. Okay, so we're out to try the stainless steel recoil spring, the Rock Your Glock spring. And I got the factory spring in now. We're just going to do 3 rounds just to get a feel for it. And then we'll swap to the other spring. So, we'll go ahead, we'll get the 3 rounds, and then we'll go from there. The ammunition, by the way, it's hand-loaded, but it's at factory velocities, so for all intents and purposes, we'll just call it factory ammo. Okay, gun's clear. I hate doing that. I mean, if I want to be unsafe with my gun, that's my business. I'm not here to, I'm not here to show you how to be a range master or prove to you I'm safe. I hate when people do that. We're going to put a little slip on this spring. Hopefully that's enough. Okay, put this thing back together. Put a little slip down inside of the bushing. Okay, so just to prove, obviously it's the stainless one. Couple hand cycles. Okay, we'll get a handful of ammo just to really try this out. I believe in the Rock Your Glock product info, I believe it says that the springs I use, if it means anything to anybody, is ISMIs. By the way, before I come out, I measured the overall length of the factory one and the overall length of this one. The difference is 30 thousandths. So it's not much. But, you know, just a heads up. So here we go. Let's see, get back a little bit so you can see this. Okay, so I was just checking to see. I must have oiled it a little bit too much, but. So basically, the question that you want to know, because, you know, obviously you're watching this to know, should you order one? Did I notice any difference? Yes, I did. It was not quite, but just about night and day. This thing was much flatter shooting. Now, again, this is my perspective. This is my perception. You might shoot and say, you know what, I kind of noticed a difference, but it wasn't $35 worth of difference. I noticed $35 worth of difference. But I'm going to do it again. But yes, I noticed a difference. I think this thing tracked so much flatter. The recoil was less. Not by... I don't know if it was the little bit of weight or because the spring is new. I'm just going to put a little oil. Little oil there. Little oil there. But it did it was smoother for sure. Okay, hopefully, I'll tell you what, let me bring this over. Now you can sort of watch this a little better. Let's see, you ready? Oh yeah. I mean, I hate to... This is for me. This is my perspective. So, you know, this is what I am noticing. That this thing tracked so flat, so smooth. I mean, you know all the upgrades I've done to this. Everything helps, but wow, does that recoil rod and spring combination. I mean, that's fucking nice. Quite literally, the only thing I don't like about this is that stainless tip. But wow, that is a fucking really nice upgrade. I don't know what else to say. That is fucking nice. On my Gen 4 19, I have a Gen 3 spring stainless steel with an adapter. I might get this same setup from Rock Your Glock for the Gen 4s already. But wow, I mean that's real. I'm not lying to you guys. I mean, I have nothing to gain. I had to buy this fucking thing myself. I bought it off eBay. And, you know, it's not like I got this for review for free. It'd be nice if they'd send me shit to review for free, but just like you, I gotta buy shit myself, you know? And, that's a really nice piece of kit for your Glock. And again, this is for the 43, so it's got a little bit of snap. Maybe it's not so much snap as it's so thin, you know? It's kind of hard, even with the extensions, you know, to get that grip sometimes. And I've got little hands, but that spring makes a whole world of difference. It really does. So if you're not into stippling your gun, if you're not into flat triggers, you're not into any of that, you know, like I've done to mine, do yourself a major favor and get one of these stainless steel guide rod recoil spring setups. At least this specific one I got. I mean, this fucking thing rocks. So that's just my mini review. And I hope maybe this, you know, I can't speak for the tungsten ones. You know, I was a little uneasy buying this because a lot of things I read said reliability issues, you know, with tungsten ones and whatever, you know. And yeah, I would like to have the tungsten one for the weight. But I'm really thrilled. I'm really satisfied with this one. So the only thing I got to do is just figure out how to, or what grade of stainless that they use, and then somehow blacken it. Whether it's black nickel or whatever it is, it has to be black. I mean, why they would leave them stainless and not blacken at least the tip or the head of that is beyond me. It's kind of ridiculous, to be honest. But then again, maybe if they did that, these springs would go to $40. Because I have seen some on eBay that are 40, 39, $40 with a blackened tip, but 10% reduced recoil spring, which I didn't want. I wanted factory weight springs. So not all are built equal. And you know, like I said, a lot of people buy those tungsten ones and they're 80, 90 bucks. And they said they have issues with them. So, and I think this is maybe the first or maybe the second Rock Your Glock part I've ever bought. So I'm very uneasy, you know. I don't know much about them. I know they make a lot of Glock parts, but you know, there's a lot of companies who make a lot of parts, and that just because they have a lot of products and parts does not necessarily mean it's good. It's good stuff, you know. And from a machinist point of view, from a toolmaker point of view, I look at things through different eyes, you know. Everything on here was deburred, probably 5 thou, 10 thou max break edge on these things, which is enough. Um, I just don't like that stainless. I mean, look how fucking weird that looks, you know? It just doesn't look right. All this black and then a fucking stainless fucking nub there. But that's the only downfall to this. This thing fucking, dude, this thing tracks. This fucking thing shot so flat. It's fucking amazing. This thing is pretty fucking nice. So, well, I don't want to make this any longer, and it's got to be. So that's pretty much my review on this. That's my initial impressions. 2 mags through. I'm a believer. I am totally wowed. It's amazing. It truly is. But let me update 500 rounds from now. Let me update 1,000 rounds from now. You know, let me shoot the rest of this fall, sometime a little bit through the winter time, and then, you know, maybe I'll come back in the spring. Or if this prematurely fails, I will immediately update it. But so far, I mean, take them fucking plastic ones and ditch them cocksuckers. Ditch them and fucking buy these. Hopefully by the time you get one, they'll give you a choice of black. I think before this is assembled, all that shit should be. There is a black oxide for stainless. And I think before he assembles these and puts them all together, those rods should be black. I mean, no one wants. Rarely do you want stainless, you know. I mean, that polished look. So anyway, that's just my opinion. I mean, someone might like that look. As you know, on my 19, I had a black with stainless, really polished barrel, and you know that would kind of look good. But on this, I don't. On this, I want black. So anyway, I'm out of here. I got to clean this up, pick up my brass, and then get this video on the net. But I'm telling you, buy one of these fucking things. Buy one right now. I mean, and compare it to your. I mean, that's kind of like. That's the other thing. People are like, I don't want to get that because the Glock rod and everything. I mean, you know, they torture these things. They shoot 20,000 rounds out of these guns. And these rods, these recoil springs, they hold up generally pretty well. And a lot of people don't want a lot of aftermarket parts. I get that. Don't get me wrong. I get that. But in my mind, and especially from a toolmaker point of view, I see plastic rod, stainless rod. You know, while the Glock plastic rod, it's proven a factory gun, you know. I just think to myself, you know, I just prefer a metal rod, even if it wasn't stainless, 4140 or S7 or some type of tool steel, or heat treated like 15.5 or something. You know, it doesn't have to be stainless as far as I'm concerned. But I want metal, you know. And you know, the weight difference, it probably does make a difference, you know. It's just in your hand, it's kind of hard to feel it. On a scale you would see it, but maybe I'm feeling, you know, if I go like this, so I feel maybe a little difference, but not, you know, not a whole lot. You know, I can't feel the ounces, and it's probably only an ounce maybe in the weight difference, you know. But this is one aftermarket part though I think that you will be satisfied with. And again, I just feel better knowing I have a metal guide rod over the plastic, you know. You just never know what could happen. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you do have any questions about this or whatever, just let me know, and I'll get back to you as quick as I can. So enjoy the rest of your evening or whatever, and we'll talk to you later.